at the talks in Brussels. Simon, we've just heard that EU leaders have announced that they're extending that meeting in Brussels. Is Turkey sensing an opportunity here?
That's right. The talks were meant to have ended now. We should have been enjoying Mr. Davutoglu's press conference with Mr. Juncker and Mr. Tusk, but we do understand there are some new proposals from the Turkish side that are being discussed, and the talks are now being extended. So to get a little bit of understanding of what's going on, what those proposals may be, we're joined by Osman, Sert, the Prime Minister's spokesman. Thanks very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
So, new things on the table at the last minute. What's going on?
I cannot go into details because the leaders right now, 28 European leaders and Turkish Prime Minister, is discussing about this new proposal. But what is our intention is so clear. We want to end this tragedy happening on our borders in the European continent. There are so many refugees. Turkey is already hosting more than 2.5 million refugees, and we are the #1 country who's hosting it. And we want to stop this tragedy because, you know, island Kurdi babies are just on the shores of Turkey, and we want to stop this. And that's why we have new set of ideas, new proposal, and now the leaders are discussing it.
It's obviously a very delicate issue. There is an agreement already in place. It was put together here last November. It's called the Joint Action Plan.
Exactly.
A lot of people here think that that hasn't really been enacted. Now, whose fault is that? In terms of the numbers coming in, they haven't really gone down, have they?
Turkey is showing that it is a serious partner about it. We have shown it, and the numbers are changing as well. But, you know, this is not an easy issue, okay? The European countries, just you are seeing that at the borders of different European countries, and this is so dramatic. Pictures are coming out from there. In Turkey, it is not happening so. We are trying to do our best. Yes, more should be done, but this burden should be shared by Turkey, by Europeans, everybody who need to solve this problem, and that's why we are here. If everything was so good, there was no problem, then what was we discussing here? All the leaders right now discussing to solve this problem, and Turkey is trying its best, showing its good intention with bringing new ideas, and that's why it's even showing that we are on track.
In concrete terms, Osman, what does Turkey want from the Europeans? How does the relationship need to change over this issue and on other issues like accession? What do you want from Europe by the end of today?
Thank you very much, Simon, because the only issue is not the illegal or irregular migrants issue, but Turkey's full membership process is important, and we are discussing this issue as well. The regional issues, Syria is the main problem. It is the cause of the problem. You know, the migrants issue is the result of it, and now we are just dealing with the symptoms, but the main cause of the problem, it is Syria, and we will discuss all issues here. And one thing that the Europeans should see, at least, that they're discussing that the 3 billion euros will go to Turkey. No, it won't go to Turkey. It will go to the Syrians, which was hosted by Turkey. That is a very important thing, and some maybe new mechanisms, new understanding, if it will be reached out here, I think it will be helpful to solve this problem.
Now, in terms of the broader accession issue, there are delicate and sensitive issues that need to be discussed. I think some of them, including press freedoms, recent events in Turkey, were discussed overnight. There's a lot of disagreements, a lot of difficult issues to be overcome. What is your sense of how they can be overcome? Because Europe has standards that they don't necessarily want to compromise on. Can you reach mutually agreeable territory on those issues?
What is important is that the European leaders should stand by with the democratic elected governments, not with some parallel structures who were trying to topple one elected legitimate government. Of course, it is not an easy issue for the outsiders, because what's happening in Turkey, especially the current issue, it is not. But we are talking to our friends, and they are taking notes about our position. But if you look at the old papers in Turkey, they are criticizing the governments, what's happening in the country. Nothing is happening because it's a state of law. But now, who is screaming on behalf of freedom of expression? Everybody that should remember that, and we are reminding it that these guys were championing that some journalists like Nedim Şener should be in prison. And now they are making the championship. This is a dichotomy, the politest words.
Osman, we've run out of time. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas and perspectives with us. Although you didn't give us much detail on what's being discussed, no doubt we will find out later.
Everything.
No doubt we will find out more details about what what the Turkish delegation has proposed when these talks, extended though they are, finally reach their conclusions later today. Back to you.
Many thanks for that. Simon McGregor Wood joining us there from Brussels.